The power of silence is often overlooked. And when it comes to dealing with a destructive narcissist, it can actually be your most powerful weapon. In this video, I'm going to share with you exactly what your silence does to the narcissist. Let's dive in. Hey friends, Tamie M Joyce here, empowerment life coach, creator of the Freedom class and the Ascension class. And if you're new to my channel, welcome. Please take a second to say hello and introduce yourself in the comment section below. And if you're back, welcome back. Thanks for showing up and for tuning in. Either way, please be sure to subscribe and hit that bell to be notified when I post new videos throughout the week. So let's talk about what your silence does to the narcissist. But first of all, it's important to understand that when we're talking about people who land on the spectrum of destructive narcissism, it's a continuum, right? These are never black or white issues. So folks who land on this spectrum of destructive narcissism, it's important to understand up front that we are quite literally talking about people who are energy vampires. They thrive on intensity, drama, emotional chaos, your pain and discomfort, which is precisely why they smirk with such smug satisfaction anytime they actually succeed in causing you discomfort, making you uncomfortable, causing you to squirm, knowing that they can affect or control you in any way. That's vampiric behavior, right? Poke, prod, provoke aggressively or passive aggressively in order to elicit an emotional response so they can literally feed off of that negative emotional energy, that intense response, that intense reaction. They manufacture it in you and then they feed off of it, just like a vampire. So your intense emotional reaction to their provocations or outright relationship crimes is what serves as narcissistic supply. Again, they literally feed off of your negative emotions, right? Emotion being energy in motion. So just like the demonic feeds off of the pain and suffering of the human race, manipulated, manufactured pain and suffering of the human race has been going on since the dawn of time, right? This is a reality in our metaphysical world, right? So just like the demonic feeds off of the human race and quite frankly, other sentient beings as well, destructive narcissists operate in the same way, committing serious relationship crimes, deliberately, again, aggressively or passive aggressively coming along to poke, prod, and provoke you into discomfort, pain, chaos, drama, you name it, so they can literally siphon the vital life force energy from your very being. And make no mistake, when we're talking about these issues, destructive narcissism and the demonic realm, in my opinion, there is definitely a direct correlation between the two, without question. But we'll save that for another video. So with all of that said, suffice to say, when you go silent on a narcissist, and not in a passive aggressive game playing, attention seeking way, the way that they use the silent treatment to manipulate, hurt, and control you. Not like that. I mean, when you go silent from a place of absolute certainty and clarity, holding a frequency of clear, certain, you are absolutely insignificant. You are literally of no consequence to me type of attitude. When you go silent on a narcissist from that place, completely boundaried, completely clear and certain in a way that communicates, no narcissistic supply to be had here, right? When you go silent and mean it from a place of absolute dominion over your emotional state, over your energetic force field, right? Sovereign in who you are, calm, cool, clear, collected, detached, nothing to be had here, and you hold that stance consistently, reliably, predictably, what you are doing quite literally is starving the narcissist of the one thing they need to feel alive, to feel significant, to feel important, that they matter. And that's narcissistic supply. Few things are more powerful than treating a narcissist as if they are dead to you, literally. They do not matter. They do not exist. You don't even see them. They're not on your radar, right? Literally starving them of the narcissistic supply that they need to survive. It forces them to have to go elsewhere to get their hit or their fix of narcissistic supply. And the good news about that is they leave you in peace. Maybe not immediately, maybe they circle back for a period or after an extended period to see if you're suffering from codependent amnesia, and they can come back in and, you know, start the whole game all over again, right? Like, it's not necessarily true that you're not going to have to communicate this stance of yours with your powerful presence and silence repeatedly for a while, or again someday down the track. But I promise you, treating a narcissist as if you don't even see them, they're not on the radar, they're that kind of insignificant, is absolutely the fastest way to get rid of them. And I know this is a tough thing for those of you who are still in people-pleasing mode, right? Which is many of us. I spent many years there myself, you know? Before doing our own personal healing and recovery work, this can be a really tough one, in particular if we're caught up in people-pleasing, seeking approval from, you know, the outside world, all of that, right? All of that untreated adult child syndrome, all of that codependency that so many of us suffer with for so long, you know, really wrapped up and concerned with being nice, good, kind, compassionate, spiritual, the good Christian, etc., etc., right? And of course, as full-blown empaths, we want to be nice, kind, loving, and compassionate. But how about we pour some of that onto ourselves first, right? How about we spend some time loving and respecting ourselves first, right? How about we do that? And remember, while we're doing that, who and what it is we're dealing with when we're talking about empathy impaired, consciousless individuals who land on the spectrum, the continuum of destructive narcissism. No matter how empathic you are, no matter what a good and devout Christian or Muslim or Jewish person you may be, right? No matter how spiritual, religious, well-intended, highly empathic you may be, these people don't understand kind, sincere, genuine, polite. It doesn't land. It doesn't even put a dent in what's going on with them. So although I am all about carrying the highest calibrations that we can manage now more than ever here on planet Earth, we need that. Yes, we want to be positive, kind, loving, compassionate, sincere, and genuine. But in the realm of these relationships with these empathy impaired, conscienceless, destructive, harmful, toxic beyond description individuals, remember who you're dealing with. How far has kind, sincere, and polite gotten you with this type of individual so far? Probably not very. Probably what it's done, this compassionate, forgiving nature, what it's done is put your hand up to volunteer for more mistreatment, more marginalizing, more abuse, more slander, more manipulation, more control, more toxic, insane nonsense, chaos, drama coming at you, right? So again, remember who and what it is that you're dealing with. Nice, kind, polite doesn't work with some people, not least of which empathy impaired, conscienceless, destructive narcissists. And folks will say to me, well, yeah, okay, Tam, but I'm not responsible for them. I'm responsible for me. And absolutely, I'm all about radical responsibility. But if you think that kind, compassionate, loving, forgiving, nature is going to get you anywhere in that dynamic with a destructive narcissist, you're kidding yourself. Yes, take radical responsibility for who you are and how you show up. Silence is the most powerful weapon you can use to communicate what it is that you need to communicate to a destructive narcissist, to move them into another realm out of your own experience so that you can get yourself back on track to living the life that you actually came to the planet to live, which I promise you has nothing to do with having a destructive narcissist latched onto your being or your life in any way, manufacturing all kinds of negative emotion, pain, drama, etc., and siphoning that vital life force energy from your very soul. That's not why you came here. Now, comment below and let me know whether or not you've ever used silence as the powerful weapon that it can be to communicate what it is that you need to communicate to a destructive narcissist in your life. And if so, was it effective? Did it work? And how so? And also, if you'd like to learn more about the possibility of working with me in my 8-week transformational coaching program, the Freedom Class, there's a link in the description below where you can apply to see if you qualify for a free one-on-one consultation with either myself or a member of my team. Now, despite outward appearances, narcissists are people who are fundamentally lacking in any real, authentic, or genuine personal power. Don't let the phony facade fool you. Underneath the mask, I assure you, there is no real, genuine, or authentic personal power. So for that reason, relationships are always about power and control with these people. Controlling you, controlling outcomes, controlling perceptions, controlling narratives, and especially controlling how others perceive them. In addition, once they realize that they can no longer control you, they'll work double time to control how others see you, what others think of you, how others feel about you. They'll go as far as it takes. They'll say whatever it takes, whatever narrative they believe serves their mission and agenda at the time. And their mission might just be to turn everyone you know against you, right? Now, the deal with this is People who really know you, who genuinely love you, who genuinely care about you, should be onto this pretty quickly. If they aren't, if they're acting as flying monkeys and little minions, we got to get ourselves to a place, friends, where we don't care about this sort of thing. I'm not saying it's easy to do that, but we really do have to get ourselves to that place. This is all the narcissist has left once you go silent on them. It's all they've got for some false sense of power and control over you, right? So, needless to say, no lie is too great, no tale is too tall. They'll say whatever it takes. So, when you go silent, be prepared to be smeared. It's what they do. You can pretty much count on it. And we have no control over that. Again, the people who genuinely love us, know us, care about us, who are worth having in our life, in our circle, they're at least going to give us the benefit of the doubt, if not the benefit of a conversation to hear our side of the story. And those who are so easily swayed by the toxic gossip and smear campaign of an empathy impaired, conscienceless, and potentially completely devoid of conscience, destructive narcissist, anyone who's so easily swayed by all that nonsense, you don't want them in your life anyway. And with that, I'm going to call it a wrap. My friends, I hope you got some value out of this today. If you liked what you heard, be sure to drop a like and a comment. Let me know what your biggest takeaway was. And again, if you're new to my channel, great big huge welcome. So happy to have you here. Be sure to subscribe and hit that bell to be notified when I post new videos throughout the week. And as I said a little while ago, if you'd like to learn more about the possibility of working with me in my 8-week transformational coaching program, the Freedom Class, there are links in the description below where you can apply to see if you qualify for a free one-on-one consultation with us, or you can go directly to the website, TamieMCoaching.com. As always, I will leave you with this. Know your value, and unlock your freedom. Much love. Bye for now.